Have you ever wondered how California, the land of tech giants and Hollywood, looked like before it became the Golden State? Well, let's travel back in time to the prehistoric era of California, a time when it was an unknown land to the world. The early inhabitants of this land were not tech entrepreneurs but Native American tribes, each with their own unique culture, traditions, and ways of life. One of these tribes were the Chumash. The Chumash were known for their advanced knowledge of astronomy and their ability to navigate the Pacific Ocean in plank-built canoes. They were skilled craftsmen creating intricate basketry and cave paintings that still inspire awe today. The Chumash lived in harmony with the land, relying on the abundance of nature for their sustenance. In the northern parts of what we now know as California, the Miwok tribe thrived. The Miwok were hunters and gatherers, living off the fertile land and the rich marine life of the Pacific. They were also known for their storytelling, passing down tales and legends from one generation to the next. Their stories, filled with lessons about respect for nature and the importance of community, continue to echo within the heart of California today. These tribes and many others shaped the land with their hands and hearts. They lived connected to the earth, understanding its rhythms and respecting its power. Their impact on the land was significant yet gentle. They did not exploit or overuse resources, but rather lived in a balanced and sustainable way. Yet, as time passed, the tranquility of this land of Native American tribes was disrupted. New faces arrived on the shores of California, bringing with them a wave of change that would forever alter the course of this land's history. While the Native American tribes were the original inhabitants, the arrival of Europeans dramatically altered the course of California's history. Can you picture California under Spanish rule, dotted with missions along El Camino Real? Let's journey back to the late 18th century when California was a far-flung outpost of the Spanish Empire. This was a time when Franciscan friars, under the leadership of Father Junipero Serra, began establishing a string of 21 missions. From San Diego in the south to San Francisco in the north, these missions were not just religious centers but also hubs of agriculture, education, and trade. These missions, though, were more than just imposing edifices of adobe and stone. They were the beating heart of the Spanish colonization, serving a dual purpose. On one hand, they aimed to convert the indigenous populations to Christianity. On the other, they were strategic footholds, securing Spain's claim over this vast and resource-rich territory. But as we move into the 19th century, the winds of change began to blow. In 1821, Mexico won its independence from Spain and California came under Mexican rule. This period marked a significant shift in California's history. The missions, those bastions of Spanish power, were secularized, their vast lands broken up and granted to prominent citizens in the form of ranchos. The Rancho era, as it came to be known, saw the rise of the California gentry. These were the days of sprawling cattle ranches and extravagant fiestas. The Californios, steeped in a culture distinct from their Mexican counterparts, were the new masters of the land. Under their rule, California transitioned from a mission-dominated society into a more complex, ranch-based economy. But change, as it often does, came knocking again. As California evolved under Mexican rule, another significant shift was on the horizon: the Mexican-American War. But that, dear listeners, is a tale for another time. For now, let's revel in the echoes of the past, of a California shaped by Spanish missions and Mexican ranchos. A California that continues to bear the imprints of its rich and diverse history. As California evolved under Mexican rule, another significant change was on the horizon: the Mexican-American War. What if you woke up one day to find gold in your backyard? That's exactly what happened in California in 1848. Picture this. It's January 24th, 1848, and James W. Marshall, a carpenter from New Jersey, spots glimmers in the water while he's working at Sutter's Mill in Coloma, California. He discovers it's gold. Yes, actual gold. This event set off one of the most significant migrations in American history, known today as the California Gold Rush. After Marshall's discovery, word quickly spread. By 1849, people from all over the globe, dubbed 49 ERs, were streaming into California in search of that precious, shiny metal. They came by land and by sea, braving treacherous conditions, all driven by the promise of striking it rich. The gold rush wasn't just about gold, though. It was a transformative period that shaped California's identity. The sudden influx of people and wealth led to the creation of new towns and cities. San Francisco, for instance, transformed from a small settlement of about 200 residents to a booming city of over 36,000 in just a few short years. But what about the statehood, you ask? Well, amidst this frenzy, the wheels of bureaucracy were turning. The gold rush had made California too significant to ignore. On September 9, 1850, just 2 years after Marshall's golden discovery, California was admitted to the Union as the 31st state. This was a significant milestone, marking the end of a short but intense period of lawlessness and the beginning of a new era of growth and prosperity. So, the gold rush wasn't just a mad dash for wealth, it was a period of transformation. A time when California morphed from a remote outpost to a pivotal player on the national stage. It brought people from diverse backgrounds together, creating a melting pot of cultures that still characterizes California today. The gold rush set the stage for a period of rapid growth, turning California into a land of opportunity. And that, my friends, is the story of how California struck gold and never looked back. From a quiet agricultural state to the hub of the American dream, how did modern California come into being? To understand this, we must go back to the early 20th century. The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in the late 19th century had already set the stage, connecting the Golden State to the rest of the country. The railroad brought with it an influx of people and ideas, transforming California into a melting pot of cultures and laying the foundation for its cosmopolitan character. As the century turned, a new industry began to take root in the sunny climes of Southern California: Hollywood. The birth of the American film industry turned California into a land of dreams, a place where anyone could become a star. Hollywood's rise brought a glamour and allure that was unique to California, attracting artists, writers, and dreamers from around the world. But Hollywood was just the beginning. As the 20th century progressed, California continued to evolve and adapt. The state's universities and research institutions became powerhouses of innovation, attracting bright minds from across the globe. This is where Silicon Valley comes into the picture. In the latter half of the 20th century, this small region in Northern California became the birthplace of the tech boom. It was here that companies like Apple and Google were born, forever changing the way we live and work. Silicon Valley's emergence turned California into a global hub for technology and innovation, attracting entrepreneurs and investors from all corners of the world. But it's not just about the big names. The spirit of Silicon Valley has infused California with a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship, a belief that anyone with a good idea and the will to work hard can succeed. This is the essence of the California dream. The journey of California is a testament to the spirit of exploration, adaptability, and innovation. The state's history is a story of transformation, of a quiet agricultural land that became the heart of the American dream. It's a story that continues to inspire and attract people from around the world, and it's a story that's far from over. So, what makes California's history so fascinating? Well, the answer lies in the remarkable journey this land has taken over the centuries. A journey that started long before we could fathom, with the Native American tribes who first called this place home. These original inhabitants thrived, living off the land, developing rich cultures and leaving a lasting legacy that still resonates today. Then came the Spanish explorers, sailing across vast oceans in search of new worlds. Their arrival brought about a new era, marking the beginning of California's transformation. The Spanish introduced their culture, religion, and way of life, forever altering the landscape of this uncharted territory. But the Spanish reign was not to last forever. The baton of power was soon passed to the Mexicans. Under Mexican rule, California saw significant changes, with the land divided into large ranchos and the establishment of a new social order. And then, as if by magic, gold was discovered. The gold rush of the mid-19th century changed everything. It sparked a mass migration, as people from all corners of the world flocked to California in search of fortune. This pivotal moment not only brought wealth and prosperity, but also set the stage for California to gain statehood, heralding a new chapter in its history. In more recent times, California has continued to evolve and grow, carving out its place as a global leader in technology, entertainment, and innovation. Today, it stands as a testament to the power of dreams and the relentless pursuit of progress. Indeed, California's history is a tale of transformation and resilience. It's a story of diverse cultures coming together, of fortunes made and lost, of dreams realized and hopes dashed. It's about the indomitable spirit of the people who throughout history have made California their home. The history of California is a captivating journey, and it's this rich tapestry of experiences that makes the Golden State what it is today.